Hello and welcome back to the Monocle. Today we have some breaking major news in the Red Pill community. Guess what? You would never think that, but apparently open marriages don't work.
Which open marriage we're talking about?
So the couple that broke up is Destiny. I'm just kidding. It's Destiny. A long-time streamer. I don't know. He's one of the OGs. More than 10 years in this online
About 10
space.
years, yeah.
And his beloved wife, Melina.
Ex-wife. Or soon-to-be ex-wife.
Soon to be ex-wife.
So the interesting part that we're covering in a bit of late news today is this specific open marriage and the I would say the problems that the dynamic duo has caused by giving inaccurate advice, masquerading as factual statements when it comes to any type of open relationships, including marriage. And they were the flagship when it comes to strong open marriages, and they used often themselves as the example of, it works, it's okay to be in an open relationship like that. So let's dive in a little bit and see how everything turned out for them.
You said that you've been in open relationships since high school. All of your relationships have been open?
All of my relationships have been open, yeah.
Why?
So okay. Went to high school, fell in love with a guy. He had a lot of commitment problems and didn't really want to date around. So, and I knew that he was seeing other people. So I kind of just had to learn how to deal with it a little bit.
So wait, hold on. Did you want that relationship, that first relationship?
I wanted that relationship really badly.
Did you want it to be just you and him? If you had been able to make that decision?
I don't think it really came to my mind. It was just more I just want him. That's it.
Okay.
And then I met another person, or had someone in my class that said that he was doing a polyamorous relationship, and I was like, what is that? And then he explained so I'm dating two people at the same time, and my partner or one of them is dating multiple people too, and that's just how it is. I'm like, well, that kind of makes sense. Why would you have to? I've never heard that before. Mm-hmm. So it felt more oh yeah, I think that's me.
Please.
Okay. So there is a lot going on here, and so the wrong part for me is the starting point of this mentality, because judging by what she said, she was the one that pretty much made the compromise and accepted the situation, not due to her choice or anything, but just because she wanted that man so badly. So she was willing to accept anything just in order to have him at that specific moment in time. So as far as I can tell, this was the defining moment of her sexuality, I guess, or sexual identity, or relationship
Or character
style.
in general.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was a bad one, if you ask me, because nobody should compromise, specifically when we're talking about women, that the primary driver for them is trying to find a man that's going to be able to be with them and to be a couple and to make a family and build something up together. And just to accept something like that, meaning you're willing to be a side chick, meaning you have a very low opinion of yourself, even if it's not maybe visible. Maybe I'm overthinking it a little bit, but I don't know, that's super bad for a young woman to accept as the first bigger relationship.
Yeah. One thing that I see is that she, at that time, was a very young female who was exploring herself, her sexuality. She was learning about life and what life brings and whatnot. And then this point was a turning point for her, in a sense of she found this one guy that was at that time such an alpha male, if we're gonna use the red pill terms or this modern internet terms, and he knew exactly how to work with women around him. And then Melina got so attracted to him that she would do literally anything just to be with him. So as a teenager, it makes sense. It's gonna happen. You're gonna go over any kind of obstacle, over your values, your morals, your boundaries easily, because you are young and inexperienced and you don't really value yourself so much at that point.
Yeah.
So then with time you will grow as a person, as a character, and then later it will be much harder for you to cross certain lines.
Yeah, the problem with boundaries is if somebody breaks them and you accept it, it's not really a boundary anymore.
Yeah, but she was young, and at that time it is more acceptable. Later on, you learn things that are okay, things that are not okay. I mean, yeah, it's a spectrum that is defined by every one of us individually. However, in general, we can say, this something doesn't work, something works. And then your boundaries, they can be changed with time. You can have new values, your own system, everything, beliefs, everything can be changed. Nothing is set in stone. However, you as a person should at least understand what you are trying to do. Because what comes next is this marriage with Destiny and what happened there. But we'll get there.
Yeah, yeah. And there is one sort of thing which is it's fatherless behavior, because to me you said one good point which I don't entirely agree with, and it's that you're young, so you should you accept these sort of things because you're younger. The tricky part is that you're less developed or like more stupid when you're younger, but the mistakes that you make stay with you for the rest of your life. So this is the problem. I think being young, yes, can account for a little bit, but the problem remains that the stupid things that you do in your youth, specifically now talking when we come to women and men, women have this problem that is more pronounced than men. So the mistakes that you make will haunt you at some point in life. Even as a man, mistakes that you make will have consequences. Not even just talking about sexual promiscuity or something that you do. Everything in life, if you make a mistake, you will at some point, think about that and say, okay, why did I do that? And the only thing is, I can cope and say I was young and stupid, but still, the mistake.
Yeah, it's gonna haunt you. Repercussions come in different shapes and forms. And now, depending on the, sin that you did,
Yeah.
is gonna be, pronounced more later. But, as a kid, somebody who's a teenager, and then this boy comes around and says, oh, I don't want to be just with you. I want to have multiple girlfriends. And then because you don't know better, you want this guy, you are going to go over your own values and be okay with being polyamorous or in open relationship. Of course, it's going to hurt less making that mistake earlier in life than later in life. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that she will be promiscuous now. She's going to be, totally devoted to this guy until, she's not anymore.
Yeah.
And it's okay to make these mistakes. I mean, we are young, we learn things, we grow up. Of course, some things will haunt us and we will have to learn to live with these things. Some things will even put us legally, in problems. So we gotta be careful to a point. That's why we hopefully, have parents that are gonna guide us. And yeah, if you are parentless, especially, no father figure or no mother figure, doesn't matter. If one of the figures is not present, something will be missing later in life. And then if both parents are not present and you have no proper person to guide you, somebody you look up to, it's going to be heavy.
Yeah, without a role model,
Yeah.
it sucks. Yeah.
So yeah, growing up is also difficult, of course. So we gotta have a lot of understanding towards everybody, especially, circumstances sometimes, not always, sometimes.
I remember we missed also one part here which we didn't find, and it's probably not even on the internet, let's be real, but what do you think when Destiny and Melina got married, who was the one that popped the question? Like, okay, not the marriage question, but we are gonna be like, I want to have an open marriage. Who initiated that, in your opinion?
If we were to take your first question seriously, I would almost think that Melina asked for marriage.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that's tiny, please. Oh yeah, but okay. To get serious, the second question, actually the only question. Who asked for an open marriage? I don't know. First of all, I don't know neither of them well enough to know, their character standards and
So
how
speculation, pure
So
speculation.
this is pure speculation. Hearing Melina talk so much about how she enjoys open relationships, how she literally says one of her, role models is a girl who was able to take 10 guys at once. You see something wrong
It's not
there.
even an entire football team. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Bad role models.
you need to have higher standards.
Yeah, you can do better.
So, knowing this, and then knowing that Destiny is not really that much of an outgoing character. Sure, he might be okay with being in open relationships and moving around, not really being stuck with that one person. Still, I see him as less of a threatening person than Melina, and I see that Melina would have a higher potential of then trying to come up with this arrangement where they are gonna have open marriage, but she's gonna be able to make a lot more different partners than he will.
At least for now, that's 100% guaranteed. At least now, in 10 years, maybe that will change. But also for me, that was an interesting point. For me, the other part is that I can honestly see by her online persona and his online persona and the way that they present when they are together, I can easily picture her just coming and saying, look, we're gonna have an open marriage, either accept it or go away. I cannot say that for him. So I don't see him approaching her and saying, look, I know you're very young, very pretty, I love you, whatever, yada yada.
That's true.
Yeah.
However, she's the one who contacted him first because she found him through social media and she asked, let's talk, let's meet up, whatnot. So she's the one who first initiated and she wanted to have something.
So he was the bait alpha.
He was the one that got debated.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to see your.
What is your opinion? What do you think?
I tried to share, until now. I think, honestly, yes. If you ask me, she dropped it even before they started, and he was. So I miss the word right now, but he was super desperate. This was likely the first time that a very pretty young woman has expressed interest to him directly in that sort of way. This is like, once again, I don't know, I don't pretend to know them, but to me, their energy and their communication style and type indicates that, she just said, look, take it or leave it, that's it.
Okay. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. We would like to hear your opinion about this whole situation if you are interested in it and following it. Otherwise, just enjoy the show for a bit and we'll see some better news in the future.
Like, who cares, open marriages fail every day. Closed marriages fail every day.
Closed marriages.
Singles fail every day. So, yeah.
I never saw this coming, by the way. I never saw this coming. I
Oh
would
my
never.
god, yeah, so unexpected. Oh, fuck. Oh, yes.
Who would have thought, that red pill community and the things that are being said there don't really work out as they keep talking about it so much.
Yeah, well, it was really like, oh my god, groundbreaking news,
Completely unexpected.
man.
Open marriage that doesn't work. And how can an open marriage be a marriage? Isn't marriage by definition a certain type of, commitment?
Yeah.
What if someday one of you guys runs into somebody that you have a better emotional connection with? Like, what would you do then?
Again, I understand the question, but like monogamous people have this exact same problem.
They do, but you can
rely,
guard against
what you
it
rely on,
with
yeah. But
virtue.
the guardian, in my opinion, is the history that you've built together, right? There's
Or
probably
the virtue that you choose to embody.
if that's how
I
you
think
want to
it's
do
the
it.
history.
Yeah, but there's like
Yeah.
there's
a lot of
probably
people with
probably
history that still cheat, though.
There's probably some woman out there that would be like a better match for me than Melina. There's probably
Watch
some
it.
guy. Yeah. there's probably some guy out there that would be a better match for her than me. But we've got like 4.5 years up to now of history built together that we know.
And like our lifestyle works really well. We match
Yeah.
very well. We want the same things. Like
Yeah. So I think
Now-
part of what makes a relationship work is that relationships require a lot of deliberate work. They don't just happen and they don't just grow naturally. It's not for a little bit for the beginning, they do, but they require like a lot of deliberate, like we're going to work on things, we're going to build on things, we're going to have this. And that thing that you build is part of what makes you romantically attracted to each other. Not in the honeymoon way, but in like this is a relationship that works kind of way. And that thing you can't find with other people. There might be a girl that I meet and I connect with in a ton of awesome
in
ways, but it's like I don't
infatuation
know.
way.
But
yeah.
here's the thing about that. I mean,
Go for it.
you make a great point, but a lot of people,
course I do.
A lot of people build that foundation with one another over years and years. But like one of the things that happens with a lot of women, women are in many ways dominated by their emotions, right?
Men are
Men are
absolutely
the same
dominant, but go
way.
ahead.
we are, but like
It's
like
equal.
one of the things that you hear very often happens in marriages is like there will be a bit of tension. Maybe the guy gets fired from his job. He's having a tough time finding a new one. He loses some of his confidence. She's like kind of got the ick from her husband for a bit, and then like some Chad comes into the picture and he's like, hey, and he talks to her right, and then boom, she cheats. Happens all the time.
Damn. It's long, by the way.
It's pretty long, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. So no prenup. He's got a lot of money. She doesn't. That's a seriously high degree of trust.
Yep.
Specifically, and like especially in an open marriage.
Yep. Especially in an
Which,
open marriage.
it would be a coin toss with a coin with two tails.
And you pick heads.
Yeah, so come on. Even the comments, like, come on. I don't agree with everything Destiny says, but open relationships are doomed to fail. Yes.
Ooh, I mean, this was, we were joking earlier. It was completely unexpected, but it was actually exactly the opposite. For the people that don't understand the jokes,
for you. You, that one guy in the middle.
but yeah, I mean, come on. He says, I have gone into marriage with her in high hopes that it will last, it will work out, no prenup, nothing, because I have such a high degree of trust.
Yeah.
Not even a year later, I don't know how long has it been since this video. But even if it was a year, it was only a year later. I mean, if this doesn't prove that you need to be smarter about the choices that you make in your life, smarter about the way that you do things and handle things, then I don't know what. Because this is obviously something that you can literally see. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to know this point leads to this, and then this point leads to this, and then it's done. It's as easy as that.
Yeah, you just need to know how to do a basic connect the dots that you learn, yeah.
Yeah, and the dots are in perfect order, one in front of the other. You don't even have to think about where you're gonna move the pen next. So yeah, this was very much expected,
And by the way, didn't somebody say that Destiny has a really high IQ, like 150 or whatever, 140?
I
don't
think
know.
so, yeah.
Not 100% sure what.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
but
intelligent guy.
for a super intelligent guy, he's very, like, okay, not gonna say stupid, but very naive. I'm thinking, your own intelligence should be able to protect you in that case.
Sure. However, maybe he is only logically intelligent.
Oh.
Emotional intelligence is a whole other thing. So here, maybe we see the issue of him not understanding the dynamics between, relationships and people and how connections work. However, that's a different topic. We don't know this guy. We don't know what kind of emotions
Yeah.
he's going through now. Did this reveal, that some things are not as they seem to be? Will this now give him clarity to understand things better? Was he enlightened or not? I mean, we will see, I guess.
It's a lesson 100%.
Yeah.
It's a lesson, and I remember the comment that you read and said earlier this morning. Like, imagine the skill it takes to cheat in an open marriage.
Yeah.
That was to me perfect. Like, you guys go around bragging about how you're good in an open marriage, and this is exactly the best thing that ever happened, because you are free to do things without trying to put them under the rug and cheating and not being honest with each other, and then cheating is what breaks you up because you feel that she is giving too much attention to another guy and so on. So, like, come on, man, the irony is strong here.
But I just wanted a post-nuptial agreement signed so that all my shit is safe, so that I feel at least like I'm not going to get blindsided by some wild shit. Regardless of anger that I've had towards Melina, blah, blah, blah. Melina is never the kind of person, I don't think she would ever be the kind of person to like go after somebody's money, but she had no problem signing a post-nuptial agreement. So we've signed all that. So like, I'm not like losing any of my shit, even if we do end up filing for divorce in a few months, because maybe we will, I don't know if we will or not. But yeah, that's all of that is, there's like, I'm not losing anything.
Yeah, he was very scared. Like, I would be very scared if I was him, coming into that, like, all blind and trusting and everything. And imagine the thing that you never expected. Like, everybody else expected it, but he apparently didn't. And that thing, imagine that happening to you.
There's a saying that my parents liked to say to me is, when a blind man sees, he sees very far. Something along those lines.
Okay.
In English, it's very hard to.
Okay. Yes. That is so fucking true. Every time you learn something new about yourself, you look backwards and you find out exactly how many times you were stupid before. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. So this saying sounds kind of weird in English, but
Yeah.
it is powerful because it teaches you that sometimes you need to be more humble with your opinions, with your stances, and take different perspectives. So you can understand that you might be wrong and you might need to readjust your train of thought, your values, and what comes along with it.
Yeah, I'm perfectly said. I don't have anything else to give here. Man, this is a sad day. Like, I imagine that I would be like happy shitting on the guy, because I always like when somebody that has a condescending attitude about something when they get their karma. And like, the whole internet was like, come on, man, this is not a smart move. And he was like, you know what you're talking about, we're together for 4.5 years, yada yada yada, we love each other very much. He even mentioned, I think, that they were having like fights every 6 months or something like that, where somebody would explode and they needed to cope and like figure out a way to move forward. So that's something that doesn't really usually happen in marriages. you talk at all because there is no third party involved. And here I imagine the third party was the problem that was causing these escalations. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I really thought that I would feel, like, he got what he deserved. And like I'm thinking, okay, look, I'm not happy, I'm not sad, I just hope he sees, like, I hope he starts thinking about it, churning, and doing stuff in his process, or like in the subconscious part, that he learns from this lesson. That's it.
Yeah. Agreed. It is very, it is very humbling to see, situations like this develop, and then hopefully, he will learn something from this and do better in the future. Melin, on the other hand, that's she has her own troubles as well. We can only hope that the both of them will do better in the future. However, as the situation currently is, things
It's
are
gonna
not
be much easier for Destiny, honestly.
at the moment. Yeah,
I really do think that. I think Melina has already hit the wall. We were talking about
Yeah,
it. She just doesn't know it yet because she's still young and pretty. But okay, this may be a bit controversial, but it's really not. Come on. Everything she ever said publicly is on the internet and will remain there forever. I really don't imagine there are a lot of guys that will be lining up to offer marriage or relationship status to her. So this is just my opinion, but we'll see how it develops, in the future.
this is something that we keep on talking in the videos.
Yeah.
We keep mentioning, even the age, how women turn out to be over time, what happens, and we are not doing this to be condescending, to be these white males that are looking down upon women. We are being realistic. We care about women, men, society. We want to see people thrive, do great, accomplish things. So one of the reasons that we are saying this often is because what we see coming from now, the West, the red pillars, the men going their own way, the feminists, everything that's happening, it's not gonna be good. The future doesn't look bright if we keep that up. So of course, with the resistance that's happening, we can see some hope, and hopefully these comments are taken with love and care and understanding, because we are not doing that to offend anybody or tell anybody down. It's exactly the opposite, actually. Yeah, I hear it.
Also, you said we like men, homo. Speak for yourself.
I am progressive.
I personally don't want to talk about anything about my private life public, and I'm a bit disappointed that someone has been kind of making things public. It would be really nice to not talk about anything super private to my life. I'm not very interested, and I hope you can respect that. I'm just gonna say it once.
How she doesn't want to talk about her private life.
Now, okay. I suppose that we should all forget the past year, so no more of that. Now we know not to talk about that.
Especially on the internet.
Yeah,
you know that you can just say stop and that's it.
Yeah, of course.
Everything disappears.
We need to respect her privacy, because she's only been doing that at her own volition for a year, and now it's done. So
Just stop.
yeah, it's one of those boundaries, like a marriage, but it's actually an open boundary. So maybe we actually can talk about it. Okay. Jokes aside, she's also hurting, and she also has some things processing.
I mean, man, she's hurting because she's raw.
I mean, you know, it was destiny for this to fail, but
Yeah. Cringe jokes. Okay, it's
Yeah.
time to stop recording. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so she's processing some things now. The marriage falling apart is heavy for anybody, even open marriages like this, because you do develop certain feelings and connection with a person regardless of your stances and pretendings that you like all those things and the other shenanigans. At the end of the day, it all falls into water. You actually do care about the situation, your love life, everything. And now that reality is hitting you, it is hard. And I hope that you learned the lesson that is here. And I think that's all I'm going to say for today.
Yeah, and well said. Like I barely have, when it comes to open marriages, this is just my thought. I barely have any energy for my wife and my friends. And now if I think that I would have to actually, include more people in my life, more women and so on, like, oh my God, better kill me now. It's more than enough. Like one marriage with one person, if you try to do it properly, it will take a lot of your time and energy. So yeah.
With that, we are closing this episode.
Closing the episode.
Yeah. It's just
Was this an open episode? I don't remember. Yeah.
Oh, well, depends. Are we going to declare our episodes an open episode? Open
Yes,
episode or
I
closed
think it was an open episode. Yeah.
Okay. Enough jokes. Thank you for watching this episode of The Monocle. Hopefully you liked it. And if you did, make sure to like the video, leave a comment down below, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you are notified every time we release a video. And until the next time.
Until the next.